You are still watching UTA. This is the channel whereby we bring you the best in maths, physics, and chemistry. So I'm not going to waste too much time. I am going to continue from question 5. This is a Gauteng grade 12, March 2023 paper, which I've been doing. Without waste of time, let us go into the questions. As you can see, there's a graph. The graph f of x equals 2 over x plus p, over 2x plus p, plus q is sketched below, as we can all see. It said, write down the values of p and q. Now, what is the value of p? The value of p is the x-intercept. It is the x-intercept. The x-intercept. And the value of q, it is the y-intercept. However, whatever x-intercept we get, if it's a minus, then the value of p will be positive. Why? Because if you go to the books, the general equation said x minus p. It says x minus p, then plus q. But anyways, now the value of p is actually 3. So that when we solve for the value of x, when x goes to the other side, it will be minus 3. Hence, the solution or the x-intercept of the asymptote is actually minus 3. It is the x-intercept of the asymptote or the horizontal shift. The horizontal shift. So if you don't understand why we go to minus 3, please feel free. Because the asymptote, okay, let me explain. 5.1. Because the asymptote is at, it is at x equals minus 3. If you take 3 to the other side, you will have x plus 3 equals 0. So this is what you're going to take to this formula. Therefore, p equals 3. P equals 3. Now, the value of q is straightforward. This is the vertical shift. For the vertical shift, you just go back to the graph. It's a simple minus 1. If you don't get it, I won't say forget about it. I'll say go to the comment section and comment, say something. All right. 5.2, it says a straight line g of x equals x plus minus x plus k is one of the axes of symmetry on the graph of f. Determine the value of k. Now, guys, these may seem simple, but it is not. So the best way to determine the the value of k. The value of k, it is the intercept. It is the y-intercept. So what they're saying is that the gradient of the equation g, which is like that, I can actually make this very easy for you guys. See, simplify it. I'll just draw. Okay, it will go like that. All right. Now, what we know is that from here to there is actually a step of 1. So what we know is that for every let me check. Okay. So on this graph, what we know is that for every step that we go down, we will go 1 step forward. And what we know is that from this line or this horizontal shift to the y-axis, this is 3. I don't know if you guys agree with me. This is 3. So it means if this is 3 from here to there, if it's 3, then it means from here to here it is 3. If you don't agree with me, please go to the comment section. Okay, so if from here to there is 3, if from here to there is 3, it means from the x-axis to the y-intercept of g of x, it is actually 4. If you don't agree with me, please go to the comment section, say something, say something. If you don't get it, don't forget about it, please. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is that g of x equals minus x minus 4. If you don't agree with me, do something. Do something. So the value of k is minus 4. The value of k equals minus 4. Okay. Now we're going to 5.3. 5.3. It says, let's read. It says, if f of x equals minus 2 of g of x, determine the equation of the inverse of h, which is h equals minus 1, in a form h equals h minus 1x equals mx mx plus c. Okay, this may look a bit hard, but it's not. It is not. So what we know about the new equation is that the new equation, because the value of g of x, as we have solved, it is x minus 4. Therefore, h of x will be 2 into minus x minus 4. If you don't see where I'm coming from, please don't hesitate to ask. This will be minus, it will be, did they say? No, they said minus 2, sorry. Here there's a minus. So it's going to be plus 2x, then plus 8. Okay. Now, this is the new equation. This is the new equation. So it is actually h, which is equal to y. Now, to find an inverse, you just have to swap. Your x becomes y. Therefore, x for inverse, your x equals 2y plus 8. X, this will be now x over 2 equals y plus 4. If you do not agree with me, please raise your hand, then I will make you understand. Therefore, y equals x over 2 minus 4. I think this makes sense. If it does not make sense, please raise your hand. Now, let us go to 5.4. They said draw a neat sketch on the graph of h and the inverse of h on the same axis. So before I even draw, I want you guys to visualize how it is going to look. So what we know is that the inverse is like the mirror image on the axis, on the diagonal 45-degree axis. Thus, on the diagonal 45-degree axis, which is given by y equals x. Y equals x. This is a mirror. It's a mirror on this axis. So if we were to draw the graph of 2y plus 8, if this is 8, the graph of 2y plus 8, your your x-axis will be, let's see, if you're for y equals 2x plus 8. Now your x-axis 0 equals 2x plus 8. Now the value of x will be minus 4. So this will be minus 4. Let's see, minus 4. Yeah. And then now the y-axis, when x equals 0, y equals 8. If you don't agree with me, raise your hand. So this is how the graph will look like. Now this is h. All right. Now the inverse, if you mirror this equation, this is what you're gonna get. Before we even solve, this is what you're gonna get. So this is your h minus 1. This is what you're gonna get. And this is what you're gonna get, and it's gonna cut at 8. So this is 8. It's gonna cut at 8, there it's gonna cut at 4. So this is how it's gonna be like. So that's all for today. Now, for those of you who enjoyed this lesson, please feel free to like, subscribe, and click the notification button for more content as we upload. We're gonna bring you guys more content. I'm gonna be teaching you guys more functions and more physics. I'm gonna do more physics papers as well and more chemistry papers. That's all for today. Cheers.